everyone. So, do you remember the other day when I read the fun story of Knuffle Bunny to all of you? Well, it was by our friend Mo Willems. And now, remember when I said sometimes books have a sequel or another story that is written that comes after the first story? Well, so today I have a new story for you called Knuffle Bunny Too, T-O-O, which means also. So another story by Mo Willems about Knuffle Bunny. So I promise you are going to love this story. Now, if you remember from our first story, Trixie was just learning how to talk. And remember how I had to read when she got upset? She was being a very upset and crabby toddler, and her words weren't in the right places yet because she was too little. So I want you to notice when I start reading this book, something new about Trixie. And then think about how maybe you're the same as Trixie. Here we go with Knuffle Bunny Too by Mo Willems. There are two bunnies. Knuffle Bunny Too, a case of mistaken identity. I wonder what that means. All right, so I'm going to read this story by turning the pages back so you can see them a little more closely. One morning, not so long ago, Trixie took a walk with her daddy. By now, Trixie really knew how to talk. Guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to show Amy, and then I'm going to show Meg, and look at this speech bubble coming right out of Trixie's mouth. And these are real words. Now let's see what she says. And then I'll show Margaret, and then I'll show Jane, and then I'll show Leela, and then I'll show Rebecca, and then I'll show Noah, and then I'll show Robbie, and then I'll show Tosha, and then I'll show Casey, and then I'll show Connie, and then I'll show Parker, and then I'll show Brian, and then... And she talked, and she talked, and she talked. Trixie was excited because she was taking her one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny someplace very special. Come on, she says. So I wonder where she's taking Knuffle Bunny. To school. Look at that. Here is school. Now remember, Mo Willems does kind of a funny thing with all of his illustrations. He makes the characters look like cartoons, but then he has real life pictures in the background. Trixie couldn't wait to show Knuffle Bunny to Miss Greengrove and all of her friends in preschool. There she is. But just as her daddy kissed her goodbye, Trixie saw Sonia. Wonder what the deal with Sonia is. Oh no. What do you think's gonna happen? There's Sonia. What does Sonia have? Suddenly, Trixie's one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny wasn't so one-of-a-kind anymore. Who else has a bunny just like Trixie's? Sonia does. The morning did not go well. Ooh, look at their faces. Not rebel way workers there, are they? Knuffle! Knuffle! And her friend is saying, you say it, Knuffle, Knuffle. And look at this. Sonya's showing hers off to all of her friends. And, uh-oh. Looks like Miss Greengrove has had enough of the two girls and their bunnies. They're sitting on top of the shelf now. When the school bell rang, Miss Greengrove returned the Knuffle bunnies. And the day got better. So there the girls are with their bunnies, out playing on the playground. Then before she knew it, it was time to go home. Trixie ate her dinner, devoured her dessert, which means she gobbled it up, she loved it so much, brushed her teeth, probably lots of the same things you do at night when you get home, and tried to escape the mommy and daddy robots from planet Snulorp. At 1:30 bedtime, Trixie was tucked in and ready for sleep. And look at her all snuggled up with her Knuffle bunny. Seems like everything's going pretty well, huh? But a few hours later, Trixie realized something. What do you think she realized? Trixie marched into her mommy and daddy's room and said, "This is not my bunny." Whose bunny do you think she has? Trixie's daddy tried to explain that it's 2:30 a.m. and what that means. He asked, "Can we just deal with this in the morning?" Trixie's daddy went to the phone because Trixie was not going to let up. But before he made it downstairs to the phone, ring! The phone already rang. Kindergarten, who do you think would call Trixie's house at 2:30 in the morning? Like in the middle of the night, that is. We have your bunny. Do you think it's Sonya's family? On the other end was a man's voice, and it was Sonya's dad. "Well, we have yours," said Trixie's dad. And arrangements were made. So in the middle of the night, the two daddies had to call each other because their bunnies got mixed up. There they go, Trixie and her daddy and Knuffle Bunny. Trixie and her daddy rushed across the neighborhood. Trixie did not want to be late. Neither did Sonya. And can you see Sonya and her daddy way over there, all rushing to the meeting spot? There was an exchange. And the Knuffle bunnies were back where they belonged. Oh, can you just imagine how happy that makes those girls feel? If you've ever lost something you love and you finally get it back and you're like, oh, I just love it so much. "I was so worried about my bunny," said Sonya. "So was I," replied Trixie. Then they both said, at the exact same time. I'm glad you got your bunny back. Now, do they look like they're maybe getting along a little better than they were the day before? And that is how Trixie found her first best friend. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed this fabulous story. Oh, but wait, there's more. Mo Willems is always up to something. It says epilogue, which means the follow-up to the story. So there's a little bit more. The next morning, both Trixie and Sonia rushed to school. The new best friends had a lot of catching up to do. Do you want to play with my Knuffle Bunny? Sure. Do you want to play with mine? Well, so it looks like the little ending to the story is they still remain being great friends. And now it is the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. And I hope that all of you have something you love as much as Trixie and Sonia love their Knuffle bunnies. All right, thanks for listening, everyone.